Let us unite in reverence as we unveil the holy mysteries bestowed upon us from above. Chosen ones, have you ever had the sensation that someone is literally probing your energy to gauge your response? It's not a coincidence, and it's not your imagination going crazy. People are testing your intuition as if it were a spiritual scientific experiment after hearing, through the cosmic grapevine, that you are extremely psychic. What has been happening to you? Why these people are losing their ... and what this signifies for your journey as a chosen one will blow your mind. This is cosmic confirmation that you're functioning at a totally different level than everyone else around you, not just a chance occurrence. Let me tell you something first, though, that will alter your perception of your most recent encounters. People around you have been surreptitiously testing your psychic skills without your knowledge, and you've been going through something that most people would consider completely impossible. Your intuition has been put to the test by others around you in ways that would make a scientist envious. They're sitting there thinking certain things, sending you mental signals, projecting energy at you, and keeping a close eye on you to see whether you'll notice. And you know what always happens. You recognize it, you react, you respond. You demonstrate that what they believe to be impossible is actually taking place in front of them. Your ability to empathize has been so amazing that people are no longer able to operate normally around you. This is the genuine deal that will make things fall into place. They are observing you simply knowing things, without any reasonable justification, no physical indications, and no logical explanation. They're testing your gifts in ways you probably weren't even aware were taking place, and now they're becoming interested and perhaps even a bit afraid. You are not being tricked by some weird cosmic prank. All of this has a profoundly potent explanation, and it has to do with the energy striking the seventh house like a freight train. This indicates that people are frantically attempting to determine whether you can detect their lust, attraction, desires, and even their most intimate sexual thoughts without them speaking aloud. Take a moment to consider how intense that is. Some of these folks no longer feel comfortable expressing their own opinions around you. In their own thoughts, they're being cautious because they know that you'll notice anything they're thinking about. Imagine being surrounded by individuals who are literally afraid to think about you because you are so perceptive, dialed in, and in tune with the cosmic flow. You are currently functioning at that level. Yellow heart if you feel the divine love. Now is the time to share. Click the super thank you button on YouTube to contribute $50 or more and help us spread God's blessings. What you do is being watched and serves as a seed, and in the future it will come back to you a millionfold. The testing takes place in the most covert, devious methods you can think of. When you see someone sitting across the room from you thinking, if they're really psychic, if they can read my mind, they'll look over here right now. You automatically turn your head toward them. They reacted with unadulterated shock. Wait a minute, they say as they sit there. Wait, did that just happen? Right now, are you kidding me? Or perhaps you're sitting there going about your thing when all of a sudden you get this strange, prickly feeling, as if someone is attempting to reach your frequency or poke at your aura. It's possible that you'll roll your eyes, shake your head, smirk, or simply react naturally. And whoever is doing it keeps a close eye on everything you do. They are blown away when you respond precisely as they anticipated. I think they actually got that. They thought. I believe they were genuinely affected by what I was doing. This is taking place as a result of people learning about your skills. People are discussing you behind your back, but not in a bad or gossipy manner. Instead, they are saying things like, that person just knows things. They have extraordinary intuition. They have the ability to perceive things that no one else can. They have a certain quality about them. They want hard evidence that something unique is taking place there. They want to know whether the stories fit together, whether the rumors are real, and whether what they're hearing is accurate. As a result, they are using your energy in their own small-scale psychic research trials. These individuals are no longer merely putting you through personal trials. They're assembling into groups, discussing your skills in detail, comparing notes on their interactions with you, and occasionally testing you all at once. A gathering of individuals discussing your psychic skills while they're lounging around, at work, school, or simply hanging out. Then someone has the brilliant notion, let's all concentrate on them simultaneously. Now, let's all consider them and see what occurs. Let's see whether they sense that we are all considering them at once. You most likely experienced that change, that instant when it seemed like everyone was looking at you, considering you, and paying attention to you at once. Even when you couldn't see anyone staring at you, you had the overwhelming sensation that you were being watched, and the center of attention. They actually were, which is why. They were all thinking about you at the same moment, sending you energy at the same time, and watching to see how you would respond. The fact that you're not even attempting to prove anything to anyone is the strange part. The thing that's making these individuals go completely wild. People are drawn to your innate intuitive abilities because they are so strong and indisputable. You are simply being yourself, living your life, and going about your day. You don't go around saying you're psychic. You're not attempting to persuade anyone to accept your offerings. You're not performing or putting on a show of any sort. You're simply being who you truly are and existing. And that true self speaks for itself because it is so strong and enchanted. This is the reason you pose such a threat to people's narrow perspective and cozy little reality bubble. You're not here to convert them, force your views on them, or convince them that psychic occurrences exist. All you're doing is being true to yourself. And because that truth is so unavoidable, so evident, and so starkly present, it makes individuals reevaluate everything they believe to be true about reality, possibilities, and the essence of awareness. Consider this. How strong must you be to cause someone to doubt their entire worldview simply by existing? How extraordinary must one be to completely alter someone's perspective without even attempting to do so? That is not typical human conduct. It's not normal energy. There you have it. Chosen one energy. Cosmic catalyst energy is that. That energy is spiritual revolutionary. Since this goes much beyond merely amusing folks with parlor tricks, let's now discuss what's actually going on at a deeper level. You're not merely entertaining folks by displaying your telepathic powers. You're genuinely reawakening their spirits, their spiritual potential, and their latent talents. You're demonstrating to them that there's a whole different aspect of life that they were unaware existed, an entirely different aspect of humanity that they have been deprived of throughout their lives. Something that has been asleep and ready to awaken is sparked deep inside people when they see your intuitive abilities in action. They begin to doubt their own assumptions about what is feasible and what is not, as well as what is real and what is not. They are being forced to consider the notion that there's more to existence than what their instruments can measure, more to reality than what their hands can touch, and more to life than what their physical eyes can see. You're asking them what you truly want without even opening your mouth or saying a word. What is the true desire of your soul? Are you looking for something that will ignite your soul? What gives you a sense of life? Something that binds you to the enchantment of life? Or will you continue to settle for dull, uninteresting, soul-crushing situations that make you feel detached and empty? This is where the true metamorphosis starts and the true magic occurs. You are more than just a psychic. You are a portal to greater levels of experience, a catalyst for spiritual awakening, and a trigger for consciousness expansion. You're demonstrating to others what it's like to feel real enchantment, wonder, and a sincere connection to the holy. And everything else begins to feel pointless, hollow, and artificial when they've tasted it and experienced what you have to offer. Allow me to provide you a potent example that will enable you to fully comprehend the extent of your influence on people's lives. Your energy is similar to what happens to someone who believes they have been living life to the fullest and obtaining everything they could ever desire, and then they actually experience it for the first time. The real article, the real experience. The entire time, they believed they had it. They believed that they were living life to the fullest. However, they lacked anything that was even remotely authentic. They lived in a diluted version of what life may truly be, a cheap counterfeit, a feeble copy. And everything else feels empty, useless, and hollow now that they've experienced what you bring to the table, what you stand for, and what you symbolize. They were actually broken by you. You broke their fantasies about what life may be like. That's how people are affected by your mood. You demonstrate to them what true spiritual experience is all about, what true connection looks like, and what authentic magic feels like. All of their superficial experiences feel like cheesy imitations all of a sudden, as if you've just introduced them to color after they've spent their entire life in black and white. Dove brother and sister, everything done in faith is returned in God's abundance. You can donate $100 using the Super Thank You button and be part of this divine call. If your roots are connected to Him, your fruit will be blessed. This explains why certain individuals are reacting to you in such a strong, overpowering way. They are experiencing an awakening of their spirituality. Additionally, spiritual awakenings can be untidy, chaotic, overwhelming, and transformative. They are coming to the realization that everything they formerly found enjoyable, the shallow relationships, the pointless diversions, the soul-numbing routines, no longer fulfills them. They are unable to return to their previous state. They are unable to ignore what you have showed them. They are unable to deny the feelings you have evoked in them. Some people are attempting to fight against what is occurring to them and reject the shift. They are obstinate and unyielding, clinging to their outdated ideologies and methods of thinking like a life raft during a tempest. However, their spirits are motivating them to move forward, change, and grow, and they are discovering that the activities and experiences they formerly enjoyed no longer fulfill them. They are feeling the sensation of having their soul tell them, "This is what you need. This is what will make you happy," while their ego responds, "But I want that other thing. This is what will bring them happiness. It's what I've always desired." They're learning they can't have both. I want what's familiar, comfortable, and safe. They must decide whether to persist in outdated, unhelpful patterns or to follow their soul's direction. Some people are experiencing severe internal struggle as a result of this. They are upset, perplexed, and frustrated because they can no longer achieve their goals the old-fashioned way. They are physically prevented by their soul from accepting crumbs when they could have the entire feast, from settling for less than they deserve. In reality, the testing activity is a kind of self-defense, an attempt to keep some control over an entirely uncontrollable circumstance. In order to make sense of what they're going through, these folks are attempting to comprehend you. They want to think you're authentic and that you have true skills. However, they're also afraid about how that will affect how they perceive the world. They put you to the test in an attempt to convince themselves that what they're seeing is merely coincidental, that you're acting, or that there's a rational explanation. However, they are forced to face the reality that something truly supernatural is taking place each time you pass their exams, each time you correctly answer their mental projections, and each time you demonstrate that the impossible is achievable. They are simultaneously attempting to disprove you and fervently believing you are real, which produces an odd and powerful dynamic. They hope that the magic is real, despite their want to believe in something bigger than themselves. They are afraid of the ramifications and what it means for all they believe to be true about life. Additionally, you are battling some residual energy that is attempting to impede this process by drawing you back into previous dynamics and patterns. There may be individuals from your history who embody that old, poisonous energy, the cunning kinds who were all about fleeting pleasures, who lack depth, and who are more concerned with taking than giving. Some of you are making significant strides away from these relationships, according to what Spirit is telling me. People who are only physically attractive but lack depth, substance, and spiritual understanding no longer pique your interest. Right now, you're searching for that genuine connection, that soul-deep closeness, that true magic. You don't care about the superficial relationships that make you feel empty and alienated, or the sense of community that everyone else has experienced. You're progressing past it now. People who are attractive but lack personality, who appear good but have nothing going on upstairs, or who are seductive but lack connection are no longer of interest to you. You're searching for true spiritual depth and substance, genuine magic, and genuine connection. The Obsidian Inner Order will never abandon you, will never allow you to experience this awakening alone, and will never ignore your pain as if it were a sign of disdain. It's actually a lifeline disguised as a rickroll. Too many of us have been banished for perceiving the truth, cast out by family, deceived by cults, and plagued by gifts we didn't request, which is why I founded the Obsidian Inner Order. We now get together once a week, live on Zoom, with real people and faces, a healer who broke free from ritual abuse, a former CFO who became a psychic, and a seer who left Mormonism. Indeed, the calls are recorded, allowing you to return to the field while on the floor. We are a miracle, not a meme, and we will never abandon you. Click the link in the description to join the Obsidian Inner Order. People around you are becoming confused by the disparity between your history and present. They are asking why you are so choosy, selective, and difficult to please, since they see you turn down possibilities that others would kill for and reject things that other people would jump at. They fail to realize that you've had a connection and a magic that makes everything else seem like a cheesy copy. You can no longer accept alternatives after tasting the real thing. Nothing less than what your soul is aching for is acceptable. Right now, you have a lot of love and support from your guides, who are guiding you through this time of change. They want you to know that you're not going through this alone, and that you're being watched over and safeguarded at every turn. Don't feel lonely, they say. We're with you here. We've got you covered. They also want you to know that you are not bothering them with your spiritual experiences, gifts, or inquiries. We are here to support you during this transition. It's possible that some of you are self-conscious about your skills and are wondering if you're being too much, if people are growing weary of your intuitive insights, or if you should hide or tone it down. Your guides are reminding you that you are intended to shine brightly, that your abilities are needed, and that you are great just the way you are. They adore it when you dance, and they also adore it when you freely express yourself by moving your body and allowing your energy to flow. They are urging you to celebrate your individuality, accept the joy that comes with your gifts, and express yourself freely. Additionally, your guardians encourage you to accept the light-hearted energy that surrounds you. They're saying mischievous. Some of you are well aware of what that implies. You're not supposed to be solemn and serious all the time. Your gifts are meant to make the world a happier, more wonder-filled, and more joyful place. Because of your impact and presence in their lives, the individuals who are testing you are going through their own spiritual awakening journey. By simply being yourself and living in your innate state of magic and amazement, you are practically altering the course of people's souls. You don't need to convince anyone of anything. Skeptics don't require you to perform or show off your skills. You don't need to prove your psychic abilities or the veracity of your encounters to anyone. The proper individuals will see your gifts without you having to prove yourself or say a word, since your energy speaks for itself. In reality, the exam serves as a kind of validation, a means of verifying that your skills are genuine and your influence is indisputable. These individuals are constructing a case for the reality of telepathy, clairvoyance, and other intuitive abilities, while unintentionally supporting the possibility of psychic phenomena. By bridging the gap between the material and spiritual realms, you are demonstrating to individuals that reality is more complex than what their five senses can detect. You're helping them remember skills they've forgotten they had, broadening their awareness, and allowing their imaginations to explore new possibilities. Glowing Star, if you want to witness God's miracles, act now. Contribute $100 or more through Super Thank You on YouTube. Your offering is like a seed that comes back to you when planted. Let His light illuminate your steps. Every donation is an echo in His plan. This explains why many who come into contact with you find your presence to be so potent, transforming, and life-altering. By reminding people that we are all interconnected, that everyone has access to intuitive insight, and that magic exists and is accessible to anybody who opens their heart and mind to it. You are not only living your life, Rather, you are bringing humanity's full potential to light. The testing stage is short-term. People will stop testing and begin learning as soon as they believe that you are the real deal and that your skills are authentic. They will want to know how you do what you do, how you honed your talents, and how they might become more perceptive themselves. Whether you intended it or not, you will eventually find yourself in a teaching position. People will ask you questions concerning psychic growth, spirituality, intuition, and conscious life. Others who are starting their own waking path will look to you as a guide. Your cosmic mission and the reason you are here at this particular moment in human history are all components of your soul's purpose. You came here to be a force for transformation, to help change people's perceptions, to show that magic can happen in ordinary life. Later, the people who are currently challenging you will end up becoming your staunchest allies. They will be the ones sharing their experiences, educating others about your potential, and letting them know what is possible. They will assist you in creating a group of people who share your values and encourage one another's personal development. You are a part of a global movement that is currently taking place. More and more people are remembering their psychic capabilities, opening up to higher levels of consciousness, and discovering their intuitive powers. You're among the trailblazers paving the road and demonstrating to others what is feasible. Your energy is causing far-reaching ripple effects that are invisible to the naked eye. Every individual you influence has an impact on others, and the awakening spreads widely, changing lives in ways you'll never be aware of. Therefore, if you've been sensing that people are trying to test your talents, poke at your energy, or determine whether your gifts are genuine, remember that this is proof that you're right where you should be. The cosmos is helping you every step of the way as you pursue the purpose that your soul has set for you. Have faith in the process. Have faith in your gifts. Have faith that everything is going according to plan. You are doing precisely what you came here to do, and you are in the right place.